Hello, good afternoon. This is Mrs. Z again. Okay, so today is February 4th, 2025. And then we are working on a grade 5 mission 4, lesson 15, exit ticket. Okay, so let's talk about says. Question 1, solve. Draw a rectangular fraction model to explain your thinking. Then write multiplication sentence. So we need to have a model, rectangular model, and we also need to write multiplication sentence. What our problem is, what is the 2/3 of 3/5? What you need to know is that you have a 3/5, and then you needed to find what is 2/3 of that. So if we follow the first to do model, we needed to draw what represents 3/5 of something. So if that is a rectangular model, I'm going to have a here and draw me like a rectangle with 5. I will have 5 centimeters size. I can do that, or I just can make open rectangle and do this. And then I will have this as 3, and then will make me the first. I'm gonna draw that rectangle, and then I will make the fifths. So vertically, I will have this is 1/5, and 2/5, and 3/5, and 4/5, and 5/5. So first, it represents 3/5. So 3/5 means 1/5, 2/5, 3 out of 5 pieces. How you can see that this is 1, 2, 3 out of 5 pieces. So 3/5. This is a part of a whole. So that is 3/5. Now, when you have 3/5, you need to find what is 2/3 of this. 2/3 of this. And now the fraction is thirds. So horizontally, we're going to do 3 parts. 1, 2, 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to take my ruler to make it more precision. I like the parallel lines. So there you go. That's the 1/3. That's 2, and this is a 3. So when you look horizontally, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. I do not need 1/3. I need 2/3. I need this much of that yellow part. So when I look at, it's just this is 1/3 of it. And then this is 2/3 of that. So that's one way of looking. I usually draw a color all the way through, but you can see that the answer is actually orange part because the shape 1/3 represents all the way to there and all the way of the shape of the whole. But this is the yellow part, and that represents 1/3, 2/3 of this part. So now we can see what the answer is. The answer are these orange parts, and we can count how many are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 6. And what makes a whole? How many squares we have as a whole? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 6 15s is our whole. So when we looked at 6/15 is our answer. Sorry, 6/15 is our part of a part. So we did 3. What is it? 3, 2/3 of 3/5, and it is 6/15. The fraction is smaller than the part that we were multiplying. Um, so when we do mathematically, we have to prove it. So 2/3 times 3/5. You're going to do numerator 2 times 3, and then denominator 3 times 5, and then you're going to get 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 5 is 15. But now you have 6 and 15, and then that is 6/15 is the answer. But then they say, oh, show your answer as the simplest form. So if you say the simplest form, you have to find a number that is divisible by both in order to make a simplest form. So thinking about the factors of the 6 and 15, we can find their greatest common factor by just, let's see, if I find the factors of 6 and 15, I can find their greatest common factor. So, like, I have 1 times 6 is 6, but then 2 times 3 is 6. And that also 15 is 1 times 15 is 15, but there are also 3 times 5 is 15. So, as you can see, that they have a common factor. They both have this 3, so that means I can divide both into 3 in order to simplify this fraction. 6 divided to 3 is what number times 3 makes 6? That is 2. And what number times 3 equals 15? And that is 5. So this is the answer, 6/15, of this multiplication of fraction by fraction, or 2/5. How we can prove it on our picture? It's this division by 3 tells you on a picture that you can combine 3 pieces to make a 5 bigger pieces. So as I did before, I can take this, my orange, and I say, okay, in reality, on mathematically, I divide into 3 pieces, but on a picture, I really glue these 3 together, and I got a bigger piece. And then these 3, that's a 2 pieces. And then these 3 is 3 pieces. These 3 is 4, and these 3 is 5. So now these green, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 makes a whole, but our orange is just 2 parts. 1, 2 out of 5. So that is the same. 6/15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 orange out of 15 little squares is the same as area of the 2 out of 5 pieces that makes the whole now when we glue them together. Okay. I am going to do next. This was number 1, and then the next one is 4/9 times 3/8, or what is 4/9 of 3/8? Okay, let's do mathematically first. So I am going to make some, I hope I will have enough room for here, because 4/9 times 3/8. Okay, I'm going to show you here how you can simplify this fraction right there on, if you look relationship in between these two, and then also these two. So you can think about how many 3s can 3 be divisible 9 divisible by 3? Yes, because there is 3 threes in the 9, so we can divide by 3 both sides, and we're gonna shorten it our numbers. So 3 divided by 3 is gonna be 1. Okay, and the 9 divided by 3 equals 3. So instead of having deal with 9, I'm going to deal now with 3. Instead of dealing with 3, I'm going to deal with 1. So these are, we simplify 9 and 3 into 1 and 3. Then now I look 4 and 8. There's also a relationship between 4 and 8. There is 2 fourths in 8. So if I divide by 4, I'll get 1. And if divide this by 4, I got 2. So now, maybe it sounds messy, but our fractions are now reduced to simplest for we simplify 3 and 9 and 4 and 8. And now look what happened. Here, instead of 4, I have 1. And times, instead of 3, I have 1 again. And then here, instead of 9, I have 3. And then here, instead of 8, I will have 2. So now that is I simplify it, so I can do 1 times 1 is 1. And 3 times 2 is 6. So this is our simplest form of multiplying 4 nines by 3 eighths, or what is the 4 nines of 3 eighths. Now, this is the short way. Now I'm going to show you how you can arrive to the same answer, but in the different ways. Okay, so our problem is, let's say you don't know how to simplify, and you just go and follow the rules that you learn that you needed to multiply numerator by numerator, and then denominator by denominator. So you're good in multiplication, so you come up that 4 times 3 or 3 times 4 is 12. And that you know that 9 times 8 or 8 times 9 is 72. Okay. And now we come to the same conclusion. We need to find, we can think how many 12s are in 72 if 72 is divisible by 12. So that's one way of taking. Other way you can find their greatest common factor by breaking into primes, and then, but that's a different story and different lesson. Let's go simple. I'm trying to see if the 12 can be in 72. So I'm going to start adding 12 to see if I'm going to reach 72. That will make me, then I can divide by 12 both. So I'm just gonna say, okay, 12, that's 1. If I add 12 more, that is 2 12s, so that's 24. If I add 12, that's 3, so 36. And I can go one more, that's 4. That is 48. And then if I add 12 more, that would be the 5th, so that's a 60. And then I'm adding one more, and that is 6, and that is 72. So I can see that if I add by 12s, I can see that there is 6 12s in a 72. So that tells me that I can divide by 12 the top and the bottom, and then I will have 12 divided by 12 is 1, and then 72 divided by 12 is 6. And then you can set. So what do you come to? What is important to simplify, because then you don't need to find big greatest common factor for these. You can simplify, and it's much 9 and 3 and 4 and 8, and then you reduce your fraction all the way to right away to 1/6, which if you go regularly you come to the largest numbers, and then you have to find the greatest common factor for both. And then you divide, and then you simplify to 1/6. Okay, I hope that was understandable. Um, there is another strategy that you can do to find the greatest common factor, but I have to teach this separately because that's not enough room for this. Okay, let's move on to the number 2. Okay, let's see. Okay. A newspaper cover pages 3/8 text, and then photographies will fill the rest. If 2/5 of the text are an article about endangered species, what fraction of the cover page is article about endangered species? So to understand this, imagine that is newspaper, and they say, okay, this is 8. So I'm gonna need 3/8 are the so I'm gonna do, and let's take 8 centimeters, so it's easier to manipulate with this. Okay, so that's the now I need to show 8. I'm going to have it doesn't matter, I'm go down or up. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Okay, so make rectangle and make 8 pieces. Okay, let me see if you can see it. Okay, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. 8/8 is all article page, but they said 3/8 is text. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8 are the text. So okay, so that's 3/8. And the rest are pictures. So these 5/8 are pictures, and 3/8 are the text. But then they say 2/5 of this text are about endangered species. So now we horizontally need to show the fifths, and that's what you need, a 4 line. So let's see if I can, about 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if you need a 5 spaces, you need a 4 lines. So the 5th gonna show that. So I'm going to do horizontally now, and you can think about what is 5 times 8. If you, or 8 fives, 8 fives is 40. So that can help you in the 3rd grade rectangular model of multiplication or arrays. This is 5 times 8, there is 40 pieces there. But they don't want all this to be text. 3/8 are text, this part. But of that, 2/5 are this indigenous pieces. So 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5. I don't need all 5/5. I need only these 2/5. So now I'm going to use my pink, and this is part that is our answer. 2/5 of that part is our answer. I usually color all the way just to show that we have to count all the the whole piece of it. So this is 1/5, 2/5, but the 2/5 of this part is just these orange pieces. And then we can see what that answer is. We can say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces out of the 40. If you look this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So, or you can count just all around and you will see that it's 40 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. So 5 times 8 is 40. So that is the answer on this multiplication problem is 6/40. So how to show that mathematically, because we had a 3/8 and we needed 2/5 of this. So when you do math, you can say we were looking 2/5 of 3/8. And then we can do 2 times 3 and 5 times 8. And we arrive with the same answer. 2 times 3 is 6, and 5 times 8 is 40. And so that's one answer. That's a 6 out of 40 pieces are the text on endangered species. But they could say, "Oh, what is the your answer in the simplest form?" So, two ways to do that is by looking across. So, 5 and 3 do not have a common. So, 2 and 8 can be simplified because you can divide by 2 both, and then you will do this is 1 and this will become 4. So instead of multiplying 2 times 3 to get 6, I can do 1 times 3. 1 times 3, and then instead of multiplying 5 times 8, I can do 5 times 4, which is 20. So then we can say that simplest form is 3/20. 3/20. So 6/40 is the same as 3 out of 20 pieces. If we go and simplify right here, not at the beginning, looking across, we can um, find like 2 times 3 is 6, and then 40 divide 2 times 20 is 40. So definitely we can divide both by 2, and then we can make a simplest form. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then 40 divided by 2 is 20. We can simplify further into this because 3 is a prime number and a 20 is not divisible by 3. So this is 6/40. It's the same as 3/20. So how to show that on the picture. Remember, the key is in this division. Hold on, I need to make it smaller a little bit. All right. So if we're gonna show how the 6/48 is same as 3/20, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, correct? So we're gonna combine two. Dividing by 2, it means you're gonna combine 2 to make us bigger pieces. So if I enlarge bit, okay, right there. So I need to show 6 into 3 pieces. So here's these 2 is 1 piece, and these 2 and these 2, and that is your 3. Okay, but then whatever you do, the parts that is your answer, you have to do the whole as well. Always do the whole. So how we prove that 40 of these pieces all of a sudden becomes 20 pieces by combining. Dividing by 2 means we are combining 2 pieces together. Let's do this way. That is these 2, these 2, these 2/48. It's going to become 1/20. And then when we come to here, we're going to combine this and this, and this and this, this and this, and this and this. And now from the 40 pieces, we come to have a 20 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And we got 20 pieces. So 6/48 is the same as 3/20, and we prove it on the picture. And this was exit ticket on lesson 15. Okay, I need to make it smaller so you can see it all. Okay, that was Mrs.Z. I hope you like my explanation, and see you soon. See you soon. I kind of like writing the answer like this: 1/6 here, and then that was 2/5 at the end, or 6/15, just in case. It looks better with the answer up there. Okay. Good night. Thank you for listening. Be happy.